I've been wanting to make a bag of chip bags. I've been collecting chip bags for a couple months now, tucking them away and hiding them. I've washed them. That was hard. I had to wash the bags quite a bit, which also leads me to kind of wonder what's inside of me after eating these. It took a lot of soap to clean these bags. And even then, when I was ironing, I was still getting wafts of like hot oil smell. Next time I'll wash them better. I just was so excited. I just wanted to get into it, you know? I cut them up and layered them into a collage on one side just to try it out and see what that looks like. On the other side, I did just a normal fusing the layers together. And the way I fuse them together, I have these awesome Teflon sheets. And I use them, originally I used them for like hot gluing, because like you're hot gluing, it won't stick to your table. And that protected my iron from getting all plasticky. The settings, I ended up riding the dial between synthetic and like a little hotter. Synthetic was really just like not melting it enough. When I went over wool, when I went past wool too far, it was melting too much. So I found that like around wool, a little bit up and a little bit down, kind of like back and forth, sort of like you do with pancakes, you know, you turn up the flame back and forth. That worked the best. Once I was done with the fusing of it, I added another layer of like a clear plastic that was those air pockets for shipping. Another thing I just can't throw away. But handy, handy, handy. After I was done fusing all of the bags and I had my fabric, I had something kind of along the lines of this texture, which is great, but I wanted something a little more hefty, a little more apparel, that kind of thing, like beefy. So I decided to kind of quilt it. I found some old felt I had from puppet making. I have this great fabric that was in my stash of like planets, which I think is super cute. I wanted something very colorful. How I did this was sandwich them together, just kind of pin them loosely, and then I kind of created two different patterns. This one was more of a geometric triangles and lines, and then this one was a free form where I just kind of swirled around. I used the darning foot on my machine with the feed dogs down, and that's how you can just like draw with your sewing machine. You gotta make sure you pace it because you can whack the needle. Now I am ready to sew up the sides and attach the handles. For the handle, I've decided to use a strap that I wove like 4 years ago. It's a belt loom. It's really fun, actually. It's like if you can't afford like a whole loom, it's a cool little way to learn. It's wonky, I think is a very fair term. What I need to do is cut it in half, and probably I'm going to need to zigzag these edges so I don't lose I probably should have done that first, but I'll do it now. I'll run it through the overlock, but you can just zigzag over this to keep it from going wild. So I'll overlock this, and then after I do that, I'll just have like a little bit of a fold here. The way I like to sew straps, I basically make a square and then make an X. And that really gets it in there. I could pipe the edges with some extra spandex and stuff. Maybe I'll do that. And that way it'll look clean on top and all smooth. Then I will sew the sides, I will sew the bottom, and then I'll box the corners, which means you take the two parts of you take it and you create a triangle and sew across the triangle, and it'll make walls and a floor out of a tube, basically. Enough talking. It's time to sew.